Hi guys, my name is Karabo Sitole. So we are continuing with our quiz 9, right? So now we are on number 7. Let's quickly do number 7, number 8, 9, 10, and 11. The quiz is quite long. And then I will do quiz 10 as well. Quiz 10 is quite short, so we will be done soon and you guys will be ready for test 5. So let's get right into it. It says that a homeowner is granted a mortgage at a rate of 12% per annum compounded monthly. So it is 12% per annum compounded monthly. The loan is to be amortized by means of 240 regular monthly payments of 6,606.52 starting 1 month after the loan is granted. However, immediately after the 100 payment, the interest changes. So the interest changes to 12.6% per annum compounded monthly. If the homeowner continues to make the same monthly payments, so you are making the same monthly payments as before from the 101st month onwards, then the final balloon payment, where F is greater than 6,606.52 to the nearest cent, that will be required 1 month after the last equal payment in order to amortize the loan within the original time period is equal to. So basically in this case, we have an interest rate change, but we do not change how and how much our payments will be. But in order to cover up for the increase in the interest, we make a balloon payment, which is basically you paying at the end of your period. So you will continue paying the 6,606, this amount, right, until your original time period, as well as after 1 month after that, you will make a large sum of money to cover up for the remainder of the amount. So if you are confused, it's fine, you'll get it. Let's just do the timeline. You'll get it as we go on. Let's try and put the information in a time diagram, right? So a loan is always granted at T0. So we have at T1, you are making 6,606.52, right? All the way until you get to T100, where the interest rate changes, right? You are told here, Guti, after the 100th payment, so you will make the payment of 6,606.52, and then the interest rate will change. So let us just write the interest rate for this segment, right? So our I is 12% over 12 per month, which is actually equal to 1%, right? And then our N, initially, our N is 240. We are given the initial amount, right? So our PT is 6,606.52. We have to solve for PV, right? So PV, solve using our CMPD function, right? So so CMPD, where my N is 240, my I is 1, my PV is what I'm looking for, my PMT is 6606.52. Solve for PV, and I get that PV is actually equal to 600,029.29, right? Okay, cool. And then remember that the interest rate changed. So I've already solved the initial problem by doing this. Remember, I always say that you always solve the initial problem. So in this problem, we had to find out what our PV is, and we did just that. Now that everything is under my CMPD, I can continue to solve the problem, right? So it says that immediately after T100, my interest rate changed, right? So because there's an interest rate change, I need to draw a new timeline, right? So we go all the way to T240, right? Yeah. So from T100, it changes, right? They said in the same or original time period. So meaning that the last payment will need to be at T240. As much as they are saying that you are making a final payment, right? And that final payment will be made 1 month after you have made your 6,606.52 payment. For the very fact that they said within the original time period, it means that F is at T240. But in the new timeline, it's going to be something different because remember I'm at T100. So I need to say 240 minus 100, where it is ending, minus the present value, right? So it is going to end at T140 within the same time period. 240 minus 100. If they said nothing about the time period, it means you have to calculate a new n. But because they said it's within the original time period, it means that I need to calculate my n using the original time period. In this case, the interest rate changed at T100. T100 was not affected by the interest. Only from T101 was it affected from the interest. So whatever payment I make here, whatever that happens after T100 is what is affected, right? 52. I will still continue to make my payments. So this is T0, right? And they said that the I is now 12.6% per annum compounded monthly. So my I12 star is 12.6% over 12 per month. My N is 140, right? Okay, cool. So I hope you guys can still see. Okay, there we are. So we need to now know what T0 is, what our PV at T0, PV plus at T0 is. Hence, we had to have everything under CMPD so that we can know what the balance outstanding is at T100. We want to know what is left in the loan. What do I have to repay? I've repaid a portion of the loan, but what is still left for me to repay? And to know how much I still have to repay so that I can effect whatever that is left with the new interest, I need to calculate the balance outstanding. So I press amortization. I want the balance outstanding at T100. So I press 100 here, 100 here. Your information is transferred. I go down until I get to balance and I press solve. Okay, so the balance outstanding at T100 is 496,600. So that is what my PV is. My PV is 496600,417, right? So my balance outstanding at T100 is 496,600,4173. This balance outstanding becomes my present value for the new timeline, right? So what I now need to know is what is my balance outstanding. Okay, I have the new timeline. Okay, let's put everything for the new timeline under CMPD. So I said I have 140 payments on this new timeline, this small one, the one starting at T100 and ending at T240. So it's 240 minus 100 and I have 140 payments, right? So let's put everything. My N is 140. My I is the new interest rate, which is 12.6%, 12.6, but because I'm putting it in the calculator, I won't put the percentage. 12.6 divided by 12. My present value is the balance outstanding, right, which is under answer in the current moment. I am continuing with my payments, 6606.52, right? Okay, cool. So everything is under CMPD now. So I can press amortization and find out what, remember, to calculate any final payment, you need to know what the balance outstanding is 1 period before the final payment is made. So the final payment is made at T140. You do not calculate a new N because they said in the original time period. So a F will be at the end of the period. It's ending at 240. In the new timeline, our 240 is T140. So that's why I put my F. To know where to calculate my balance outstanding, I need to ask myself, what is the period before T140? And in this case, it is T139, right? In the new timeline, T139. So I need to calculate the balance outstanding at T139 and then compound it with interest all the way to F to find out what the new F is. So remember that we already put the information of the new timeline on our CMPD function. So I just press amortization. PM1, I press 139, 139. Go all the way down. So for the balance outstanding. And I find that the balance outstanding is 62,867. So the balance outstanding here, right, was solved to be 62,867,83741. So make sure your answer is, like, if you want to compound something, make sure it is positive, right? So I have answer equal to, do you see that it's the same value? It is negative. So I multiply by -1 to make it positive, right? Now this is dot under answer. We can check. You press answer equal to, this is dot under answer. So when I say answer, I will have that value stored in the calculator. Answer, I need to compound it to T140. From T139 to T140, that is one period. So I have 1 plus the interest rate. Remember, the interest rate was 12.6% over 12. So 12.6% divided by 12 to the power of 1. And you get that the new F star. So F star is actually equal to 63,527.95. So that is how you were supposed to do number 7. Okay, let's continue to number 8. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to put them in the comment section. I'll get back to you guys. So number 8 says a loan of 500. A loan of 500 or 5,000, not 500. I was wondering. Okay, a loan of 5,000, right? Let me just confirm, you guys. Just a minute, please. Yes, a loan of 5,000 is to be amortized over 13 years by regular quarterly payments. Oh my. So a loan of 5,000 is to be amortized over 13 years by regular quarterly payments starting 3 months from now. Interest on the loan is charged at 12.8% per annum compounded quarterly. Immediately after the 4th payment, the interest changes to 12% per annum compounded quarterly. If the payments remain unchanged, so the payments are going to remain the same from the 5th payment onwards, then the final payment needed to amortize the loan is. So do you guys see in this question, in this particular question, you are told nothing about the period. You are told nothing about original period. The words period are not in your question, right? So in such a case, it should alarm to you that after the interest rate change, when I now draw my new timeline, I have to calculate a new N. I will repeat. If they tell you nothing about the new period, or they tell you nothing about the period or a new period, then it should alarm to you that you have to calculate a new period in your new timeline. So let us get right into that, right? So hope you guys are having fun and understanding. Hope this helps. Like, honestly, guys, I just need us to, get this degree and get out of here. Can't afford to leave anyone behind. Taking everybody with us. So let's continue. So a loan of 5,000. Remember, a loan is always granted at T0, 5,000. And it is to be amortized by 13. It is to be amortized in 13 years. So 13 times 12 divided by 3. So it will be amortized at T52. Right? So T52, it will be amortized in with 52 payments. So you take the 13, you times it by 12, you divide by 3 to find your number of payments. And in this case, you find that there will be 52 quarterly payments within the 13 years, right? So, so you are told that, okay, so you are told that the interest is firstly 12.8% per annum compounded quarterly, so I just need to put my I4, which is 12.8% over 4 per quarter, right? My N, the original N is actually 52, right? New N is 52. So, okay. So we had to solve for PT because we are not given PT. So in the first 2, 3, 4, T4, this is where everything changed at T4. PT, 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 PT. So we are not told what exactly happens. So we are not told our PT. So we need to solve for PT in the original period. So CMPD, my N is 52. My I is 12.8 divided by 4. My PV is negative 5,000. My PT is what I'm solving for. So solve for PT. And you find that PT is 198. Right, so we said CMPD. PV is negative 5,000. PT solve. So it's find that PT is 198,6052. Let's store this under A. Please, you press Shift Store A, right? So it is stored under A. So now you need to calculate. Remember, there's a new timeline at T4 because there was an interest rate change. So they said nothing about the new payment, right? They said nothing about the period. So that alarms to me that I need to calculate a new N for the new time period. But before we do that, remember this is the new T0 for the interest rate change, which is now 12 over 4%. Right, so I need to calculate what my PV is for this new time diagram, and to do that I need to now know how much is left of the loan after I have made my 4th quarterly payment. And to do that, it just translates to you doing the balance outstanding at T4 using the original time period. Right, let's just check. Okay, so yeah, press amortization and then press 4, scroll down to find your balance outstanding at T4, and it should be 4,838. So balance outstanding at T4 is equal to 4,348,007,355, right? So now I know what my PV is, and it is equal to the balance outstanding at this point, 4,838,000, etc. So they tell us that the payments remain unchanged, so the payments will still be 198, which is what we solved for, right? All we have to do is to solve for our N, right, so that we can know what our F is. So press CMPD, right? Cancel everything that is inside. Make sure that everything is like cancelled. Oh, I shouldn't have cancelled my. Okay, but anyways, I started. So, okay, cool. So N is what we are looking for. I is 12 divided by 4, which is 3. PV is the balance outstanding. Did I not store the balance outstanding? Let's see. Yes, thank you. Okay, this is the balance outstanding. And then we have A, right, as our PT. The PT remains the same. So let us solve for N. Okay, after solving for N, we find that there are 44,39 payments left. So do you guys see? Remember what I said? Whenever your N is a decimal, whenever your N has decimals, it means you have the final payment. So you are still in the right path. So at T44, at the whole number, that is where you calculate your balance outstanding. And then your F will be at T45 at N plus 1. 44 plus 1, T45. So that is where it will be, right? You do not cancel anything. You go to amortization, find balance outstanding at 44, scroll down all the way to balance outstanding, press solve. You find that the balance outstanding at T44 star, let's call them stars, right, is negative 77,03, etc. Remember, it needs to be positive, so you multiply it by -1. Whatever answer you have, which is still this, so answer, you compound it all the way to F with interest plus 3%, right? And you get 79,34. So your F is your 77,03 compounded with interest for 1 period, which gives me 79,34. Then that is your answer.